Hey guys, Titan Apprentice, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we are looking back at a video I did about 6 to 7 months ago and rehashing some information. Alright, we're going to bring back up some information that might not have came through the first time I did the video. We're also been covering some of the comments that led to this rehash. So the video in question is the 4 Patriots Patriot Power 1800 and 2000X video I did about 8 months ago. In that video, I broke down by the numbers the 4 Patriots 1800 and the 4 Patriots 2000X, their price, their input, their output, and what you could get from competitors for equal to or less than what you could get from 4 Patriots. That was not a testing video. That was not a plug and play video. That was not a let's see how long this unit will run my fridge type video. It was simply a numbers video. Because I've learned by doing the research, 4 Patriots is very secretive with their numbers. And so it took me a lot of time, energy, and effort to find all those numbers and to put them into a single place. For those that were looking, I said here, have the numbers, do with the information what you will, but just know for the same price you can get this from a competitor. So there was really two things that I was focused on in that video. Number one was price. What do these units cost? Well, for the 4 Patriot systems, it's $2,500 for the 18, and the 2000 is $3,000. Number two was battery capacity. How much do these units hold? 768 watt-hours and a little over 1,600 watt-hours. It's 1,612 actually. So now, you know the price, you know the battery capacity. The only thing that I didn't focus hard on was the battery output, or the inverter output. What can these things run? Those were two of the major 3 questions that people are asking when buying solar generators. How much is it going to cost me? How much battery is in it? And what can it run? Now I did leave the third one blank, but again we'll talk about it in this video. So again, that video garnered a lot of attention, a lot of comments, and people were on my side, against me, for me, agreed with me, disagreed with me, right? So today's video we're going to answer some of those comments in a video format because I find this easier and I can send people to this video than having to answer the same couple of questions over and over and over again. So before we get into the first comment that was made by a lot of people, don't think of this as an attack. Don't think of this as an assault. Don't think of this as, oh, I'm telling my people to go harass these channels. I'm not doing that, right? Do not do that. People have their opinions. And right or wrong, people are going to leave those opinions where they think they belong. And it is my right, as a content creator, as a channel supervisor, if you will, to also give my input and give my side. And that's what we're doing here, right? The first one is very easy, right? Why buy the Ecoflow? Ecoflow is made in China, while the 4 Patriots Patriot systems are made in the good old USA. USA, USA. You should really do some research. You would be correct in saying that 4 Patriots is a US-based company, right? Their office, 4 Patriots LLC, is located in a small little office suite, SUITE, in Nashville, Tennessee. You can look it up on their website. You type that address into Google, boom, 4 Patriots LLC, Nashville, Tennessee. You know what's not made in that office space in Nashville, Tennessee? The solar generators. You know what else is not made in that small little office space in Nashville, Tennessee? Their sun kettles. What about their food? Their food has to be made in a tiny little office building in Nashville, Tennessee. Nope. Now, it's not uncommon for a manufacturing facility to not be in the same city or the same address as a headquarters, right? Let's look at Ford, look at Chevy, right? They don't make everything in Detroit. They ship it off here and there. However, what I would suggest before you go waving your American battle flag is going to Amazon, okay? Typing in what you want, the 4 Patriots 1800, the 4 Patriots 2000X, click enter, and scroll down to a question and answer form. It's not that hard to find. And you will see people who have actually gotten their products, where they shipped from. What I can tell you is it is not Nashville, Tennessee. So let's talk about the next comment that I want to discuss. I'm going to post it on the screen, but I'm going to read it word for word so you know I'm not putting words in these people's mouths. Sorry to bust your bubble. I have 4 of these to power my garage refrigerator. kitchen fridge, appliances, basement freezer, and my office computer system that I cannot do without. Have put in full use when hit with 2 power outages from storms. Both lasted 18 to 24 hours and held charges. Had it been longer, I would have easily rotated them for recharging. I like that they are lightweight and portable. All I can say is that they worked well for my needs. So first and foremost, I am glad that this individual, male or female, I don't know what he is, I'm going to call him a he, is more prepared, right? Whether he agrees with me, disagrees with me, I'm glad that this individual has taken the approach of becoming more prepared. So number 2, I did end up talking with this individual, and he bought 3 of the 1800s throughout the course of many years. Maybe price has gone up, maybe price has gone down, but the current price is $7,500 for 3 of the 1800s. The other one is from a different company. We're not going to discuss it in this video. Nowhere in that video did I say, hey, these wouldn't work, right? If you have a working unit from Patriots, they should, in theory, work as advertised. Now, if they don't, which are a lot of the 1-star and 2-star reviews, you can send them back to the company, maybe. So I never said that they wouldn't work. What I said was, what else could you get for that price? What else could you spend that money on, and how much more could you get for that money? So there's 3 big ticket things that I want to beat in this comment right now. Number 1 is price, right? $7,500 is a lot of money to spend on anything, let alone a battery system that you may or may not need. Number 2 is 768 watt hours times 3, which is 2304 watt hours, right? Because that is what he got. He got 3 units, 768 apiece, for that $7,500 price tag, 2.3 kW. And the third, because the Patriots does come with 100 watt solar panels, I need to beat out 300 watts of solar. I'm going to show you guys how 2 minutes of research, 2 minutes of looking at the competitors can save you thousands of dollars. Let's go to Ecoflow, right? And I will talk about why I work with them in the next comment that I talk about. Their second largest unit, not the Ecoflow Ultra, but the Ecoflow Delta Pro. It is $3,600 when it is not on sale. It is 3.6 kW. So 3.6 kW is a lot more than 2.3 kW. We beat them on one thing, right? We beat them on capacity. Let's beat them on solar next. For the Ecoflow, you can get the 110 watt solar panels. They are $399 a piece when they're not on sale. These are 110 watts. You buy 3 of them, you get 330 watts of solar. Now the grand total for all that when it is not on sale, you're getting 3.6 kW's worth of electricity, which is 1.2, 1.3 higher than what he got, and 330 watts of solar, which is more solar than what he got, is $48.96. What about when they're on sale? Because Ecoflow is constantly running sales. When they're on sales, because they were on sale at the time of this recording, the grand total is $37.46.50, not including tax. Now, for those of y'all who are not great at math, right, high school education over here, $7,500 minus $37.46.50, not including tax, is $3,753 of savings. So let's do a quick recap, okay? In 2 minutes of research, I just saved this man $3,700. $3,700 is a lot of money. It might not go as far as it used to, but it's still a lot of money. He could turn around and reinvest that money into this 401k. He could reinvest it into his family, into his preps. He could buy a new tractor with it, or a used tractor with it. He could pay off his car. He could pay off his house, get his kids braces, right? $3,700 is a lot of money. I also got him more capacity for that lower price. And bar none what you say, right? Let's put it in comparison. The larger capacity item will outrun the lower capacity item. And on top of that, I also got him more solar to go with it. Again, 2 minutes of research, I got him 30 more watts of solar per hour. And when you're talking about charging these large battery systems and relying on the sun to charge these systems, that 30 extra watt hours goes a long way, right? 30 extra watts of electricity going into your device times 8 hours is 240 watts. 8 hours of sunlight a day, how much is that, right? Well, you can charge your phone a little bit more. You can run a TV a little bit longer. Or maybe you can just power and recharge your devices quicker. And again, 2 minutes of research saved this man thousands of dollars. That's what my video was about. Not saying that the 4 Patriots wouldn't work. Not saying that they wouldn't run a fridge. But instead, what could you get for the same price? So the next comment is a bit of a doozy. It's a bit of a long one, so we're going to kind of break it down, right? You failed to mention that the Ecoflow does not come with solar panels needed to power it. That is part of the price difference, plus the added hardware for the 1800 watt output also adds to the price difference. While the storage capacity is important, the output is more important for powering devices. So first and foremost, I did, in fact, mention that the 4 Patriots does come with 100 watt monocrystalline solar panels. They are a briefcase style folding solar panel. They weigh somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds apiece, and 4 Patriots has them on their website for $500. You can also buy the same solar panels at Harbor Freight for about 200 bucks. You can also buy them from Amazon and Lion Energy for $200. So somehow you are getting a free $500 panel once you purchase $2,500 worth of equipment. You know the saying, there's nothing in life that's free? Yeah. She is correct in saying that the 1800 can output 1800 watts of energy. In the video, I was comparing it to the Ecoflow River 2 Pro. Now, if you would watch the video, I did not say that I was looking for something that could also output 1800 watts. I said strictly I'm looking for battery capacity. What is 768 watts on the Ecoflow side? Because that's how much energy is in the 4 Patriots 1800. 768 watt hours. Now, if I wanted something that was 1800 watts of output or more, I would have compared it to the Delta. This is 1.3 kW, which means it has more power, and it also has an 1800 and greater output. She says, while the storage capacity is important, the output is more important for powering devices. It depends on what you're running. Yes, you would be correct in saying that devices do need output for their startup. Depending on what the device is, depends on what it uses. People who are buying these are running fridges, freezers. Very few, if any people, are running power equipment tools. So, if I know a device can run a fridge, a freezer, why do I need the 1800 watts? Yeah, it'd be beneficial, it'd be useful, maybe later on, but what else could I get for that price? If you are trying to buy these for emergency preparedness, look to see how much your devices run. A fridge, a freezer, what is the running watts, what are the starting watts, right? And that way you know, okay, this unit right here is 1800 watts. My fridge is 500 or 600 or 700 starting watts, and then it comes back down. If that device can't do it, you move up to the next device that can. So the next part, someone else doing a test and not maxing out the generator has nothing to do with how it actually performs. There is actually a lot you failed to mention. Someone not overpowering the generator. She's right that it does not show it how it actually performs. So she's mentioning that Living Survival did the video and he plugged it up to a skill saw or a saw and ramped up those wattages. People buying these things want to know what happens if I override them. Does it reset, right? Does it shut everything off and all your devices are safe? Or does it beep at you and say, hey, listen, ooh, don't be doing that no more? Or does it try to run them anyway? Does it shut down for 20 minutes? Does it shut down for all day? Do you have to recharge the battery because they dumped their electricity? It's not showing how the device runs. You're right. But it is something that us as consumers would like to know. That way, in case it does dump out all the battery and all the juice, you might want to go with a company that doesn't do that. You might want to go at it with a company that just beeps at you and says, hey, don't do that again. There's actually a lot that I failed to mention. Please do tell. Like what? Like solar input? Like which one can run a 30 amp breaker? Which one can run your house? Which one you can get better results on? Which one has more videos out here that you can look up yourself? What did I fail to mention? So the next part. Why is it you feel the need to downplay another brand to advertise the one that you have an affiliation with? Why am I putting down one brand to talk about the brand that I work with? Interesting. It's called competition, honey. You see it every day. Ford comes out with a truck and says, hey, we got 300 horsepower. Chevy says, hey, we got 350 horsepower. Dodge says, hey, we put a Hemi engine in a minivan. So Dodge is kind of doing their own thing, right? It's called competition. The better question is, why do I work with Ecoflow? I work with Ecoflow because I think they're one of the best solar generator manufacturing facilities out there. Oh, they're made in China. Oh, they're this, they're that. They are one of the best, okay? Based on my research, based on the videos that I've watched, based on history of the products, based on reviews of the products, they are one of the best. Now, you noticed I didn't say they are the best, because the best is dependent on which product you are looking at. Ecoflow, Blue Yeti, Jackery, Anchor, Zendehu, Goal Zero, right? These are all the competitors. When you talk about who is the best, it depends on what you're looking at, right? Ecoflow just released the Delta Ultra. It is their newest, hottest thing on the market, their biggest battery to date, their most integrated battery. Anchor turned around and released their 3800. It can do everything that the Ultra does. Maybe it has less power, but maybe it's less expensive. Blue Yeti is right behind them, right? They just released something that beats out the Ultra or beats out the Anchor. Understand, the Goal Zero was the only manufacturer of solar generators 5 years ago, 10 years ago. They had batteries that you could make portable, right? You could take them with you on camping trips. You could take them with you boondocking. You could take them with you when you went out in the woods, right? These were massive batteries. They weren't very powerful, but they were massive batteries. They were the first ones in the American market. But what happened? They got stale. While these other people are using different battery technologies, are using solid state batteries, lithium ion, Goal Zero was still using old ass batteries. So their stuff was heavier, it had less battery capacity, it was just not good anymore because the competition started skyrocketing. So now they are starting to see the woes of the ways and saying, ooh, we need to get back in this competition. Why do I work with Ecoflow? Because they are one of the best. For the price, for the output, for what you can do with it, for what you can build with it. But that doesn't mean that in 5 years, some new competitor won't come up and whoop their tail. These manufacturers over here are actually in competition. Patriots over here kind of doing its own thing. They said, hey, if we can scare people enough into buying our products, we don't care about the competition. People are willing to spend $2,500 because we've told them a scary story. Don't worry that you can get 3 times the amount, 4 times the amount from some competitor. Nope, people will buy it based on fear. Now understand that I also have my own money invested in my Ecoflow products. I can show you receipts from where I purchased this one. I can show you receipts from where I purchased the 2 that are in the floor, the Delta Pro and the Delta Pro spare battery. I have my own money into it. So when I tell you, hey, this is a good unit, it's coming out of my own pocket. Ecoflow has never sent me a single product to review. I'm not that popular. You look at the Patriots, and you look at how many people have to click that paid partnership when reviewing their products. That means that that product was sent for free to that creator to do a video on. Most people cannot or will not say something negative about something that they get for free. It's very hard to. I try to be honest. The products that I show, most of the times, I have my own hard-earned money in them. 99% of the times, I've spent my own hard-earned money, especially when it comes to Ecoflow. So I can say with 100% certainty that I would invest my own hard-earned money into it because I have. Now there are times where I work with other brands. They send me stuff and I make a video on it. But even in those videos, I still tell you the negatives. I worked with a company called Brenda. It was a 500 watt solar power station, portable power station, solar generator. I told you some pros, I told you some cons. I said, would I invest my own hard-earned money into it? Maybe. How many people on Patriots side can say that? So the next series of comments, and then we'll kind of end this video, is from a single individual. And this person got mad, got butthurt, got offended, got enraged, got whatever you want to say, right? Maybe he was happy, maybe he was glad, I don't know, when he found my video. To the point where he started almost spamming my account. Like YouTube had to ask me, hey, is this a spam account? Because he's posted the same comment or something very close in multiple threads. This individual is also another pro. This individual has been prepping for multiple years. This individual can use his power to shut down my content, shut down my videos, right? If he wanted to. I tried to have a conversation with the guy, it went nowhere. So he left his comments up for display. Now we're going to talk about him. Maybe it will get him to do more testing, actual testing. Maybe he'll just, I don't know, not. But the next group of comments are from Survival Living. Again, you're more than welcome to go watch his stuff. Go watch his channel. He has a prepper. So I might not agree with him on multiple stuff he says, but he is promoting preparedness. So his first comment, why I'm happy to answer. 1, I test for weeks before production of a video, but you don't go over that, do you? Now, I did mention Survival Living's video in my original video, and I said, hey, look, for his test of the 1800, he plugged it up into a saw, he cut a couple boards with it, and he said, yep, good to go. Now, maybe, right, I'm trying to play the nice guy here, maybe I skipped ahead on the part where he said, guys, I've been testing this thing for multiple weeks. Maybe I skipped that part. Maybe he said, guys, I've had this thing for 3 months now, and man, I've been using it every single day. Maybe I missed the part where he put those videos into that video. He embedded them in there. Maybe. Right, so this one's very simple, very easy to clear up. If you watch Survival Living stuff, and he does a product review, know that he's tested that product for weeks. Right? So it's simple, right? Simple, end of statement. That's the official statement. If you watch this stuff, he's tested it for weeks before he makes a video on it. Absolutely simple, right? Let's move forward. And I'm sure we will not have to circle back to that comment in the next, minute or so. Haha, actually test the product. I actually do. Why don't you just sit here and talk smack? Where is your testing against? And I think he meant again, but whatever, right? So he actually tests the products, guys. He tests the products for weeks before he makes a video. Maybe it's just me thinking out loud. Maybe it's just me with the thought process. If I tested a product for weeks, I would have a week's worth of content to put out. Maybe on Monday, I'd plug that fridge up to my 2000X, my 1800, my Delta Pro, right? Whatever I'm using. Maybe I would plug it up on the highest setting and I would let it run. I'd put a timer, boom, there you go, and let it run and see how long that battery held out on the highest setting. And then the next day I'd recharge it, turn it down to the lowest setting, the coldest setting we've got. And then I'd see the difference, right? Let's see how long this battery can hold out. Then, maybe the next week, I do the same thing with a fridge or a freezer, right? Maybe put it on the lowest setting one day and the highest setting the next. And then maybe I would plug a mini fridge up to it, let's just say. And then that way, when somebody asks me, hey man, how long can this thing run a fridge? I would know for my exact setup. I can say, well, I've got a Kenmore fridge, it's this type of fridge, and it runs on the highest setting for this many hours. And it runs on the lowest setting for this many hours. Maybe I would have videos or video proof of that, either embedded in a overview video or as a standalone video. Then when somebody asks me about a freezer, I could tell them the same more. Hey, I got this LG freezer and it runs on low for 20 hours and it runs on high for 34 hours. And maybe if somebody asked me about a mini fridge, I would say an exact number. What I wouldn't do is plug up the 2000X to a mini fridge and say, wow, it lasts for 99 hours. Why wouldn't I do that? Because that is incorrect. Because that is wrong. Because that is not truthful. You see, 99 hours is over 4 days. You can simply go to the Patriots website and they say an 80-watt mini fridge on the 2000X will run for less than 20 hours continuously. 99 hours is 4 days. 20 hours is less than a day. That's a big, big difference. I think this individual is getting confused between testing videos and using the products around the house or wherever he goes. You see, there's two things that I'm looking for in a testing video. Will it run a certain device? A fridge, a freezer, a CPAP, a mini fridge, some sort of saw? How long will it run that device? Because it doesn't matter if it runs the fridge, if it only runs the fridge for 20 minutes. It doesn't matter if it runs that saw, if it only runs that saw for 5 minutes. Those are the two important questions. I can walk around with the Ecoflow, with the Ecoflow Pro, whatever. I can walk around my house right now plugging everything up. Will it run it? Oh my gosh, let's find out. But what does that prove? What does that say? It says it runs it. That's 50% of the question. How long will it run it? This guy also believes that keeping your food cold is important. Whether it's medicine, whether it's your freezer, whether it's your refrigerator, keeping the lights on is important. But yet, during all these testing videos that he's done, he hasn't shown how long the lights will stay on, how long the fridge will stay cold, how long the freezer will stay cold. He's right. I have never once walked around with a camera, walked around with the Delta, walked around with the Delta Pro, and walked around and plugged shit up to it. Never once have I done that. But I have used it during power outages, right? I took the Delta to my in-laws' house. I used it here. I used it at my buddy's house, right? So I could say, oh my gosh, I've done testing with it. But I don't know how long it'll actually run. So we're kind of in the same boat. To me, there's two parts to a solar generator test. Will it run it, and how long will it run it? And when you fail to answer 50% of the test, it's just like in grade school. If you fail to answer 50%, you got a 50% max, and you failed the test. So to ask me where my testing videos are, dude, I could ask you the same thing. Will it run it? Sure will. How long? I don't know. But I've done testing for weeks. So I did get to respond to this guy while he was responding back to me. You'd be correct, I haven't done testing videos on Ecoflow products, right? Same thing I just answered. And then I asked him, hey man, since you're affiliated with Ecoflow, why don't you do a side-by-side comparison? And what is your deal with me not liking 4 Patriots? So he responded back, actually, I don't do Ecoflow because it's trash. Done tested. My issue is you speaking without testing. So let me break this down, right? He's sponsored with 4 Patriots. He think 4 Patriots is good. He's sponsored by Ecoflow. He think Ecoflow is bad. Okay? We're breaking it down Barney style. Common sense would say that because he's done all this testing on Ecoflow, there would be, I don't know, proof, videos, evidence that it's trash. Nothing. Right? So if it were me and I was in that situation and I thought product A was good, product B was bad, and I had product B and I knew that it was trash, I knew that it wasn't good, then I would be making videos about why you shouldn't buy it and why you should be heading over here and buying product A instead, because that just makes sense. One thing I've learned, again I mentioned it earlier, is that the larger you get, the less proof you have to provide. Right? So I remember back a couple of years ago, I put out the Titan 10-mile challenge, and it was a challenge where you strapped on your bug out bag and you went for a 10-mile walk with it, right? And I challenged everybody. As many people as I could find, I said, hey man, you ought to do this challenge, here's the video link to it, right? Go for a 10-mile walk with your bag, then let us know pros and cons. And a couple people, right, the smaller channels said, hey man, dude, that's an awesome challenge, let's get on it. And a lot of the larger channels said, oh dude, I do that every single day. I work 16 hours a day, but as soon as I get home, I strap on my pack and I go for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 mile hikes with my back. You don't? Shit, that's an everyday thing for me. You mean to tell me that you won't go on these long trips every day, if not multiple times a week, but you've never recorded a single one? Well, let's pull that back to what we're talking about in this video, right? You're telling me that you've tested products for weeks, and I'm talking timer test, like where, hey, how long will this actually run? Boom, timer, here we go, here's the video of it. You've done that for weeks with multiple 4 Patriots products, and you've done it for weeks with the Ecoflow products. That's how you do a test, right? With no proof. Here's what I think, okay? You come to this channel, I talk about Ecoflow. I have almost $5,000 to $6,000 invested in Ecoflow. In the products that I have in this room, I've invested my own hard-earned money, and I can show you the receipts. You go to Survival Living. He has the 4Patriot 2000X. That's a $3,000 solar generator. He has the spare battery to go along with it. That's another $1,600. He has the 1800. That's another $2,500. He has the Sidekick, which is another $500. He has the 4Patriots XL 3-month food supply, which is another $1,000. If you add all that up, that's almost $9,000, $8,500 in products. Maybe he could show receipts. Maybe he could say, hey, look, dude, on paper, here you go. I paid for every single thing that I've talked about. I've got my own money invested. Maybe he's an investor. Maybe he's one of the original investors in that company. Or maybe he has to click the little box that says paid partnership, because they either sent him some or all of it for free. It would be very hard of anybody to talk down about a company that has sent them almost $10,000 worth of products. So because he's gotten the product for free, and because he's made commission on them, he doesn't fully want to test the products. He doesn't want some guy like me to come on here and say, hey, listen, look, this product's shit, go buy this product over here, because that's costing him money. All he has to do is plug up his coffee pot and say, look, it runs a coffee pot. He plugs up a fridge and says, hey, look, it runs a fridge. Well, how long? Let's not get into that. Again, I try to be honest on this channel. If I get a product for free, I'm still going to tell you some cons about it. It doesn't matter. I could love the product, absolutely love the product, but there has to be a con. And it might be something minuscule, right? I don't like the price of it. I don't like the weight of it. I don't like the way it looks, the way it smells. There has to be a con with it, because nothing is perfect. And that is the difference between being paid to promote and speaking the truth. The truth is that 4Patriots and the individuals who sell them hope that you don't do research. Right? Again, 2 minutes of research saved the guy early $3,500. To do research is hard for some people. I get it. That's why I made that first video. So they didn't have to do the research. They watch my video and they see, oh, watt hours versus watt hours. They see price versus price. They hope that you're not doing the research. Because if you do the research, you'll see that 4Patriots is very, very, very expensive for what you're getting. So I'm going to end with one last thing, right? Overestimation of the value. Let me give you an example of overestimation. Anker released their F3800. It is a 3,840 watt-hour unit. It is in comparison to the Delta Pro. It says on their website that it will run the average fridge for 15 hours, 14.9 to be exact. Again, 3.8 kW. That is a big boy over here. On the 4Patriots website, the 2000X with 1,600 watt hours says it will run a fridge for 13 hours. Now, 16 is half of 38. It's actually less than half of 38, but they're almost the same number, right? You look up that 4Patriots 1800, which is half of the 2000X, which is half of this one over here, the 3800. It says that it can run a fridge for 19 hours. Now, again, all these numbers are estimates. All these numbers are exaggerations. All these numbers are, well, we compared it this way, or we compared it that way. But here's the overestimation, right? 768 watt hours. Not even a kilowatt's worth of watt hours. Somehow, according to 4Patriots, can outlast a unit that is 3.8 kilowatts. That has 3,000 more watt hours. So their numbers are so overestimated, it's almost humorous. But it's dangerous. Because people look at it and they go, well, hell, why am I going to buy this big unit over here for $4,000 when I come over here and get the same smaller unit that's 768 watt hours and it probably weighs a whole lot less, takes up a whole lot less room, and it can run a fridge longer than this one can. Hell, it can run a fridge longer than their big brother can. Somebody needs to do some math. And that is why I would like the 4Patriots people to do the real world testing. Not the company, but the people that they're sending the units to. And that was one of the things with the first video. I said, hey, there's not a lot of people doing real world testing. You got people plugging shit up to shit, but there's not a lot of real world testing. I want you guys to save money, but be prepared. It's very difficult to do that with 4 Patriot systems. That's all my thoughts. Hope y'all have a good day. Thank you guys for watching. T2 out.